I don't really feel
Shoot the poop like your wiener.
Oh, let me just get that right in the old camera shot.
That's my thought. I'm sipping on some red wine.
Primary use for Bitcoin is to get more money.
Oh man, the Coog bar. Yeah, I'm into that. Hello.
This fucking Bob Hartley, I cannot start this at ease. I cannot risk it.
That's how I go to the bathroom when I'm going to sit in the tent. This is exactly how they're walk running or whatever it is.
Oh god.
What it do, baby?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the No Instructions Needed podcast. How'd you like that, boys?
That was sick.
I gotta stop checking my bets in the middle of our podcast, basically, because every other video is like me looking down at my phone.
Just making bank, brah.
I thought it was pretty neat. It's a cool one for sure. So welcome to No Instructions Needed podcast. We got some crazy good news today, and you know what? Let's just go through everybody here. How's it going, East Coast style, Big O?
Things are good. Things are right in the world again with the Buffalo Bills being eliminated from the playoffs after all the shit that they talked last week, and all the fans talked about how this was the Super Bowl for them, beating the Patriots the way they did. Well, congratulations. You got your Super Bowl win, and now you're out. So lovely.
You're going to have to fix that mic, I'm sure. Big D.
Yeah, Julian's audio 6. I'm coming in loud and clear, though, I bet. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Got home, had a soccer game. There's about 2 minutes left in the Chiefs-Bills game. I'm like, oh, okay. Still the last 2 minutes. What a last 2 minutes it was. So I'm pretty pumped up after that. Had my first soccer game in like a month and a half, coming off after COVID. So I'm a bit tired, to say the least, but excited to be here. Miss Konzi, I think he's alive. I hope he's alive. Love you, Konzi. Can't wait to have you back. He's still a part of the podcast, everybody.
Yes, he is. He's just got some stuff going on right now, and we wish him the best. And maybe he'll join. I don't know. You got no idea with that guy. He might just fucking come. So
he's the wild card of the group.
He is the wild card of the group. There pretty much is no doubt about that. So some changes with the podcast. Let's just go through that real quick. We're excited. We're jacked. We're pumped. We're ready to go. This is awesome news. We are now brought to you by the following 4 amazing companies here in Prince George, British Columbia. Alpine Pub and Grill up on the Heart in Prince George. MJB Cannabis, Heart Wholesale Liquor, and Cost Less Liquor Store is we're proud to be brought to you by them. 19 years or older, please enjoy responsibly. It's super exciting. You know, this has been in the works for a little while, and we couldn't be happier with this new this new route that we're going. So I'm sure the boys are pretty excited about that.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Hopefully my audio is a little bit better now. I changed microphones, but always good when we get to collab with other brands, whether it's other people's podcasts, whether it's fans of the show, or whether it's someone who's going to take a chance on our, nitwitted foursome, sometimes threesome, sometimes we're just tagging in. We don't even know what the fuck is going on, but always awesome when we get to meet new people, exciting things, and looking forward to see what the future holds for sure.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. And rumor has it they might want us to do something in Prince George together. So it's a good excuse for me to see my good friend Dapsy. And hopefully Konzi can make it up too. So you might be seeing the boys in the flesh together doing some stuff and, breaking some hearts.
It's going to be wicked once we can do that, because I do have some relatively big plans for that involve a whole bunch of awesomeness. But yeah, we're proud to be brought to you by those companies again, all in Prince George. We went local with it to kind of our biggest download area, and yeah, we couldn't be more We're excited with it. So just look for our ads and our stuff on social media. We're going to be incorporating a lot of their stuff. And that's it. That's all we got. So was this the greatest weekend of football in the history of the NFL?
Easily the most ridiculous set of football games. I mean, if every game outside of the last one was decided by 3 points, which is awesome. Every game except for the last one had the road kicker kicking a field goal to win the game. And when you think about the combined ages of these starting quarterbacks who are moving on outside of Jimmy G, this is and I mean Matt Stafford maybe is a little bit older, but this is the generation of football that everyone had thought would be the next set of stars. And yet you still had Tom Brady in there with an opportunity to fuck things up at 45 years old. So it was awesome. It was exciting. And I think it'll be hard to top next week, but god damn, next week's rematches from games that we've seen this season already, it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm on the Bengals bandwagon.
Oh, man.
I've always liked the Bengals. My best buddy's favorite team is the Bengals, so I'm all in on Jumbo Joe Burrow. But yeah, unfortunately, I was only able to catch bits and pieces of each game today, but the Chiefs-Bills game, I saw the most important parts. So that was nice. And yeah, man, it was crazy. What I watched was crazy. I watched it all yesterday. Couldn't believe that special teams of Green Bay. I had a nice wager on the Packers covering the spread, and it was looking pretty good until they blocked that punt. So special teams was atrociously bad. But yes, exciting. Can't wait for next week. Go Bengals all the way to the ship.
Yeah, best weekend of football I've seen in a long time. It was awesome. I think I asked you guys a couple months ago, would you trade Joey Burrow straight up for your quarterback? I'm thinking that answer probably should be yes, but he is sick. He is wicked. And who day, all to the bank. They're probably going to lose next week. And the Kansas City Chiefs are probably going to win the Super Bowl. And then it's going to be awful because I hate Nick Wright. And that's what's going to happen.
If you go back to that matchup, right? Think about what we're expecting with a rematch of Kansas City and Cincinnati. Easily one of the hardest games to top, considering how amazing their back and forth was, right? We're going to think back and look at what happened in the last 2 minutes with Buffalo and Kansas City. And it's touchdown, field goal. How do you not cover Travis Kelce with 13 seconds left down the middle? And then Butker gets his revenge and makes it up with hitting that bomb of a field goal. But Jamar Chase had over 200 receiving yards. He had 3 TDs. He had 4 ridiculous clutch catches in that fourth quarter, the last 2 drives or 3 drives for Cincinnati. Man, that matchup in Arrowhead next week, there better be no snow. Sure, it can be cold as fuck, but god damn, that is easily going to be one of the most exciting talent-wise games. I'm expecting a little bit more of a bang 'em up, shoot 'em up kind of rough and tumble, low scoring 2017 game between the 49ers and the Rams. But I think we're going to get another shootout. It's going to be exciting. And I can't wait. Got my popcorn ready. Go Chiefs, go.
Tio, just before go Chiefs go, is that what you just said?
I did, yeah.
Ugh.
Cheering for the Chiefs. Why not?
Awful. I don't want to spend too much time on sports things. We spent heavy sports last time, but just quick, who's going to the Super Bowl right now? I'm going to say Chiefs, Rams.
I'm going to say Bengals, Rams.
Ooh.
I'm going Chiefs, Rams. I mean, Rams were my preseason pick. Sticking with them. Gotta do it.
All right, that's enough sports, but we finally got one out of the way. So now when someone listens to this, they can actually hear our picks before the game ends. So that's wicked. All right. So this morning, I woke up this morning, had a beautiful sleep in. It was amazing. I don't get sleep in very often. It rarely happens. So our kids slept into 7:30 today. Brianna and I woke up. We're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. This is amazing, right? And so 7:30 sleep, and I sat there. And I was like, what is better as a parent, as a single dude? I'm not too sure. Obviously, I haven't been single a long time. Would you rather have morning sex or would you rather sleep in? As a parent, I kind of know what my answer is. My answer is both. If I can incorporate those both into my morning, that's the way I'll shoot for it. But give me that sleep in 9 times out of 10.
You're so greedy, chaps. Like, you're so greedy to have it both.
How can you give us an either or question and choose both right away?
Exactly.
I said sleep in the end.
Classic chaps. But no,
Just
I mean,
F.
I think you laid it out perfectly. As a single dude with like no responsibilities, yeah, morning sex is fantastic. It's probably the best thing that you can do. But when you have kids, you're talking about sleeping into like 7:30. My kids have been waking me up between 5:30 and 6 for the last like 2 weeks. So 7:30 is like, I think I hibernated. I'm gonna sleep in at this point. But I, as a parent, yeah, I'm taking the kids sleeping the longest because that is the most beneficial thing for my day. If they're up early, it's go. But yeah, as a young man, either dating, married, even the single life, morning sex all the way. Once you have kids, you're sleeping in 100%.
All right. So yesterday, I had the most glorious sleep in ever. I went to bed, like, I took a nap after work. I'm still recovering COVID, sleepy. And then I went to bed like 12:30. I woke up around 7:38, and I'm like, I was just like playing on my phone for half an hour. And I'm like, I think I can go back to sleep. And I slept for like another 2 hours. It was super tight, felt great all day. However, morning sexy time, and this is like not right when you wake up. Like, you got to take your pee, brush your zoobs. The girls got to brush their zoobs. I don't that hot morning breath on me, and like I do them the courtesy of doing mine because I'm sure that they don't want my hot morning breath either. But once that's all taken care of and you're ready to go, yeah, it's pretty tops.
Would we still classify that as morning sex though?
No,
Yeah, well, that's like 20 minutes after.
No, that's like well prepared. Like you're just
you got time to take if you got time to take a Viagra, it's not morning sex.
If you need to take a Viagra to have morning sex, I mean, wow, that's an issue because like your body is already corking your bat as it is. So if you need like the extra cork, goddamn, like you definitely have some positive for PEDs.
I mean, man, I don't know. Like I said, it changes when you have kids, though, right? Like when you have kids, It's like, no, just don't touch me in the morning time. I want to sleep. I just need to sleep. And I'm sure it's get off of me.
To be fair, it's kind of like that going to bed too, when you reach a certain point, like when it's getting like 1 a.m., 1:30, my mind is like, I need to go to sleep now because I know I'm the one who's waking up at 6. You're not waking up at 6. You're going to sleep in a little bit longer. So like if I need to get my life and shit together for like the 5 hours of sleep I'm going to get, listen, we have to do it a little bit earlier when the kids first go to bed. When it's bedtime, it's bedtime. It's sleepy time. Shut it down. Let's go. I'm taking the anti-Viagra.
I can't operate on 5 hours, bro. That
Really?
Hell no.
Man.
I need at least
It'll
6.
change. Don't worry. Just have a kid or two. It'll change.
I've always been like this, though. I could party till like 2 a.m, and I'd be the first one up. I don't know why. It's just like it's because when I was living on the farm and stuff like that, I could party, and my dad would like throw water on me to wake me up. Like, hey, you gotta go feed the fucking sheep, you little shit, stuff like that, right? So
smells like booze in here.
It smells like booze in here. Get the fuck out of bed. Yeah, no, but I don't know. Yeah, I've always kind of been blessed with the ability to wake up whenever I want.
When you and I were university roommates, and I had those like 10 o'clock classes on some days, and it's like, I'm not gonna make it. 10 a.m. class, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, guys. And I go back to sleep. Me and our other roommate, I remember we had a class Tuesday, Thursday at like 10, and he'd come into my room, or we'd go into each other's room every Tuesday, Thursday, and be like, hey, we go, and one of us would be like, nah, brah. And then we both go back to sleep for like another hour and a half. Great times. Those were the days, eh?
Do you think that you would be able to survive going to school and giving a shit if you were going to school right now, like during COVID, the most like unmotivating time to get up and be on a computer all the time, not having to go into classes because for some of us classes would be closed. Like how would you do? Like I know for me personally, it'd be a shit show. I think I would struggle so hard to do anything productive if all of my classes were online and everything was just okay, here's a group assignment, connect with people online, and there's no social interaction in person. I think I'd have a big problem in being successful in school right now. What about you guys?
See, one of my blessings and my curse is like, especially with school, I was always able to get by with putting in like minimal to zero effort. And I'm not talking A's and B's. I'm not like Mensa, but like I'd still bust out like a B or a C plus or something like that. And that's when like studying the day before the test and like not really doing too much. So like in this scenario, yeah, I would do nothing. I remember I did a couple online classes to graduate, and the first one I did, it was like a 6 months time limit. I bought the 3-month extension, didn't do anything, and then the professor's like, "Hey, I'm giving you an extra month for free. Like, finish the course." So I did it all in a month, right? But yeah, no, I wouldn't do anything at all.
Oh man, I didn't do anything the first time I went, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
That's true too. Hey, chaps, you're gonna go to class? You're gonna watch Dexter all day? I choose the latter.
Chaps or COD? I'm playing COD. Sorry, guys. It's very serious. Gotta get that.
I just
world
got
ranking
UFC 2009. I'm all in, guys.
MLB The Show 2008. Like I was a rock star, man.
The Show is one of the best video games ever, man. The Show was a killer baseball game outside of MVP.
It ruined my college education.
Homework or an NHL tournament? The whole house
every day.
Oh, Chell all
tournament.
day.
Yo, yeah.
I used to get my
day.
rent 776. We used to gamble when we were playing with each other. We'd bet money, and I would set him up too. I'd be like, "Yeah, you're not going to beat me this time." I'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, I'm going to beat you." And like, I'd take like hundreds of dollars off of him because he just couldn't stop. Like, it was so easy all the time.
That's what we call degenerate gambling. And if you have a problem,
that's how it
go seek some help.
I think he's good now. He's a responsible young man.
7'6"? Oh, he's very responsible. 100%. He still hasn't picked up his gear that he won, but that's okay.
Classic 7'6".
What else is going on this week? Anything else crazy happen? Does anyone have any good get you there topics or what?
I want to stay away from sports because you told us to, but like I just want to quickly mention tennis real quick.
Oh yeah, it's not really sports; it's everything.
Like
it's life.
The men's draw right now for the Canadians: Denis Shapovalov and FAA. I'm not going to try to fucking Felix
OJ Ali.
Yeah, that's the dude. They're killing it right now. They have a chance. I think Shapovalov is the first Canadian since Milos should make like a quarterfinal right now. I think only 2 Canadians have ever done it. I think FAA has an opportunity if he wins right now to do it. This is like a golden time for tennis, and I think it's pretty exciting to finally have some Canadians that might be able to stay healthy and do some big things. So I know Leylah Fernandez is a big tennis player for the women. She was a Canadian Press Female Tennis Athlete of the Year in 2021. We've had the Eugenie Bichards. We've had the Bianca Unskews. We've had like the girls who you look at and you're like, oh man, tennis is something I could probably get into. But now we finally have a girl who kicks ass. And I don't know if you guys watched the US Open last year, but when she lost, had one of the greatest, most eloquent speeches on center court.
Anti Serena Williams.
Yeah, like it took the world by storm. Like became tennis darling. So pretty exciting time right now for Canadian tennis, and I don't think we may ever say that again. And we certainly haven't said it before. So just shout out to. Are you guys watching any Australian Open at all, or are you paying any attention to what these Canadian people are doing?
I watched the Chapo match, or the end of it at the very least. I watched. That's about it. Yeah.
Chapo was on my list to watch for this tournament, right? Just because it's hardcore, big bomb. He's a good player. Like he is. Leylah Fernandez got knocked out in like the first round, I think.
Yeah.
I think like she's. But that's what happens with Canadian women tennis players of late, especially other than Bianca. But they like Jeannie Bouchard. Oh my God, she's a rock star, and then she sucks all of a sudden. Like injuries happen, right? And Layla, and then Bianca Andreescu, amazing. I remember sitting watching the U.S. Open final with my daughter and holding my daughter in my hand, and like it was like this cool moment, right?
Mhm.
And then she hurt her ankle. I think it was like the next tournament after that or something like that. I told some of my buddies, I'm like, that's it, man. Like she ain't going to be back, and she hasn't been back since then. And Leylah Fernandez, she actually looks like she could be legit and kind of hold on to it for a while. I think she just kind of got roughed up. I mean, so Australian Open's a tough one for Americans and Canadians, like North Americans, to win, because you're going all the way down there. Like that's a tough tournament for them to win. But Shel Peloff, I can never pronounce his name, but that guy and Felix, yeah, they're the next big things for Canadian tennis, and it's going to be exciting to watch for the next 5-10 years. Because I do think you're going to see, if I'm going to over under, I'm going to say 4.5 Grand Slams out of those two. I think that they're going to be not total between the two
appearances or titles?
No, I think titles. I think they're that good.
Wow.
I do. I really, really do.
Wow. No,
they're
listen,
young, man. They're young.
I can see it. I mean, especially when you look at things like this, right? Like Shapo plays Rafa in the quarterfinals, which is going to be like a banger of a match. Like I'm super excited for that.
Banger.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous for Rafa but I mean, when you look at the fact that Djokovic is now out for 2 major tournaments this year, that really opens the door. Rafa can sometimes not be healthy for tournaments. Roger Federer is only literally playing in Wimbledon, so that really opens the door for like the Medvedevs, for the Shapos, for all of the teams.
The Zverevs.
Yeah, like all of these guys, and finally, men's tennis kind of looks like women's tennis, where like at any point, if you're the best player in that tournament, you're going to win. Whereas before, over the last 10 years, it's like pencil in one of Federer, Rafa, Djokovic. I mean, even Andy Murray at one point, and one of these guys is going to win 2 of the majors every year. So I'm excited. I think Chaps is right. I think it's bold to say 4 major championships, like the wins, but like I can see them perennially, like at least 2 Canadians in a men's final for each tournament. I think 100%. I think we can do it. 2 for the year. I love it.
I think they're big in terms of talent, and I don't know about 4, but I think one of the 2 will win one at least.
I think Felix would be the first one to win.
Yeah, I think Felix's ceiling's a bit higher. He's pretty sick.
I think Shapo is just like kind of like Nick Kyrgios. Like he's just gonna he's one tennis ball in an umpire's face away from being out of tennis altogether. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but you love it. Like you love to see it.
Okay, Chaps, I have a discussion topic, and it pertains more to you, but Julian as well. You're a fan of the genre. This week, it was announced that the Batman is going to be about 3 hours long. That is a long-ass movie. However, it's just more Batman for all of us. So, Chaps, what do you think?
I think that is awesome. I mean, that means it's going to be it's probably going to have 2 storyline arcs in it, where it's the first Riddler part where he's trying to figure out all the stuff, and then the Riddler's obviously going to break out of jail, and it's going to be a lot like The Dark Knight, where it was 2 hours 45 minutes, where there's 2 kind of arcs in the story. So I think it's gonna be awesome. The only thing I was a little disappointed in is the PG-13 rating, but I get why they did it. I really do, and I still think it's going to be scary enough and dark enough to be phenomenal. So I think 3 hours might be long, but I don't think, as I think you told me, Big D, when you watched The Dark Knight, you didn't even feel the 3 hours. It just
same thing
flew by.
With Avengers, Endgame. You're just oh shit, it's over. It's you sat there for 3 hours. Oh, come on, Chaps.
The first one, I didn't feel it. The second one, I felt Endgame was long.
Infinity Wars rules.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Endgame rules.
I like both the Avengers movies. I think you're right with The Dark Knight. I definitely there came a point though where you see the transition from one story arc to the other, right? It and it has to do with the Joker. And you get to the point where you're like, all right, we're kind of in like a second movie. I got that feeling. The first time I watched Casino Royale, once he wins the tournament, you're like, shit, we got to be near the end of this movie. He's got to go find them. Then you have like this whole other second like act. You're like, all right, we got a love interest and we're gonna follow this. 255, not bad. Batman Begins was a little bit shorter. I think The Dark Knight Rises at being 245. I think it was the longest of the trilogy. And the fact that you're getting, I think you're going with 255, so it's 10 minutes longer than The Dark Knight Rises. If we get a sequel, are we getting like 3 hours and 10 minutes? I'm excited because everything that we have seen from this movie and we've read about this movie says that it is going to be incredible. Recently saw, I don't know if it was a trailer or a scene where everyone is at like a church or whatever, and the Riddler's car. Come on, you can't tell me that when you see fucking Edward Cullen, Robert Pattinson, Cedric Diggory see the Riddler up in the top there and know that he's the guy, and then the car comes in and it's like, oh, Colt, this is the guy that we were looking for, and he comes with a fucking bomb in his neck. You're not like, this movie's gonna be so fucking sick. I'm so excited for it. I might have pre-nighttime sexy time because I'm getting stiff at this point.
It looks like we need to do something for this movie. I'm gonna come down to Vancouver. Fuck it. I'm gonna come down.
Can Conzi come?
Just live stream
we'll do something. Well, no, yeah, we're gonna come down there. We're gonna go see that thing in IMAX all together. I think we'll have to. I mean, maybe we'll get on a plane, fly to Toronto, go see it in Toronto on IMAX. That would be
fucking do it, boys.
We should do it. That would be that'd be lots of fun. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think that movie is going to be just. I think it's going to be one of the greatest comic book movie ever made. I really, really do.
Might be one of the best.
Bold choice, Cotton.
That's an underrated movie right there. When was the last time you watched Dodgeball?
Like 2 months ago.
You know what movie I watched the first half of yesterday, and it's so effing funny. Semi-Pro, Will Ferrell.
Oh, Jackie Moon.
He's like, at 7'2" from a strange country called Lithuania. He's ugly as shit. Let's give it up for Vikitis. Like, I was losing my mind.
What's the best Will Ferrell movie?
I was gonna say, like, where do you put this in the Will Ferrell like pantheon of movies? I don't think it's 5, but like Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is probably old school.
Yeah.
Like, I think Elf is his best movie. I think it's just like his best overall movie.
Like acting wise?
Yeah, like acting wise. I think probably Stranger in Fiction acting wise is his best acting. Yeah. But my favorite movie with Will Ferrell, I mean, old school so good.
It's so funny. When I first watched it, I was like crying for like 2 straight hours.
What's like the thing you quote the most from that movie?
Frank the Tank. You know it. I'm gonna do one more.
Load it up. We're going to streaking.
Bring your green hat.
Well, because like everyone got out of that movie theater and was like, "You're my boy Blue" at the next party, right? Like everyone who got hammered was always like, "You're my boy Blue," or like, "We're going streaking." But like, oh man, that movie was Jeremy Piven in that movie was phenomenal.
I forgot he was in that.
Like he was so good. One of the more underrated Jeremy Piven movie performances, next to him as like the gay Taylor in like Rush Hour 2, which I think is by far one of the best Jeremy Piven characters we've ever seen. But
cheese. Remember that time we put you in a dumpster? Yeah, I got out.
I Anchorman too, right? Like Anchorman, he's so good in Anchorman.
Yeah,
Talladega Nights. I watch that show all the time. It's so stupid, but him and John C. Reilly are they're so good playing off each other. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Like
underrated Blades of Glory.
Yeah. John Heater.
Ooh.
Chaz Michaels.
Yeah, that's a good one too, man. Oh man, I mean, even his role, and I can't remember his name, but he plays like the car dealership guy on Eastbound and Down. He
Oh
was
yeah.
phenomenal.
plums.
Yeah, like so good, so
Between two
so good.
ferns too. He's in between two ferns, and he's Zach Galifianakis' boss. I can't believe I pronounced that right today. That is
Yeah,
the
of all
most
things.
incredible thing that I pronounced right. That is unbelievable. Land of the Lost is also a little under. His movies at the time you see him like, oh, that sucked, and then like it comes on TV, you're like, like you just start laughing.
After a Nos bottle.
I just had a full Nas
Or
while I
two.
was sick.
Or two.
Nas beer, legitimately. The other guys actually is number one for me.
Yeah,
that is the other one.
The list is endless.
It's hard,
for the
man.
bushes.
It's so hard. I don't. Okay, so has he done a bad movie? I guess would be a better question.
Oh,
Sherlock
sure,
Holmes
yeah.
was atrociously bad.
Zoolander 2. Fuck, even the first
Mugatu, Zoolander 1.
Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home is funny.
Daddy's Home is real funny, man. Mark Wahlberg, him, great teamwork there.
That's another one of those movies though where I watched it the first time, like, oh, that sucked. And then you watch it the second time, like, oh, that's pretty funny, actually. Like, it's okay. He has that effect where he's like one of my friends that took a long time. He just wore me down until I became his friend. That is Will Ferrell. He wears you down until you laugh.
Yeah, no, Daddy's Home. I just watched Daddy's Home. It's pretty funny, man. Where he,
it's
where
not
he
bad.
gets shit faced at the basketball game.
Get
throws
Hard.
the ball right at the cheerleader's face.
Get Hard is probably the worst Will Ferrell movie. It's so bad. Him and like on paper, you put him and Kevin Hart together, you're thinking it's gonna be fire, but like it was a pretty bad movie.
Did you guys see the one where they had the at-home casino?
Yeah, the home, or is it just
the house?
The house, yeah, it was bad too.
That
Amy
wasn't great
Poehler
either.
or Tina Fey.
I think it
One of the
was
two.
Polar.
Oh, the campaign. The campaign's another one where he just like snuck that movie in there. No like press or anything. It was him, Zach Galifianakis, and it's just like hilarious. Like it's hilarious. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Canucks score. Woo woo. Pearson.
I got the Blues. Damn, that's not good for me.
Well, the Blues killed a 2-man advent, and then the Canucks scored right after it was over.
Yeah, classic.
A two-man advent for 2 minutes.
I mean,
Pearson.
he's pretty good even in Wedding Crashers, even for the little moments that we get to see him.
Oh, I forgot. See, you forget about that shit.
Like, yeah.
Oh, I know
like
what
that,
his worst appearance is though.
Is it the Bewitched movie? Because Bewitched was pretty bad.
No, it's The Office.
Oh, Demetrius
Vickers.
D'Angelo Jeremetrius Vickers.
That's what it was. Very bad. That just did not work. They put it just didn't work. There's a couple funny parts with him, but it was not good.
Do you guys ever see the movie The Ladies Man?
No.
It was based on a character from SNL. I can't remember the guy's name. Fuck,
Yeah, he's in Semi-Pro too. The black guy.
Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
Tim Meadows, the ladies' man, and then he has to fight greased up Greco-Roman wrestling Will Ferrell. Very, very funny. He's also like just super, super hilarious. So we can say that he is pretty good. He's also in the Austin Powers movies, is he not? Wasn't he like the number 2?
Tim
Mustafa?
Meadows?
No, Will Ferrell.
Oh, I was like, what?
I played Mustafa. He always had like the hat on or whatever to Dr. Evil.
I don't know about that, but we haven't
go
even
back and
talked
look it
about
up.
Night at the Roxbury.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Jesus Christ.
True.
It's like these older women older than 50 and they're all hot. Like this is the same fucking thing. Like it just keeps going and going.
But
Shout
have you
out
seen
Chris
Superstar?
Kattan.
Superstar?
Yeah, wasn't that Molly Shannon in that one too?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Will
Molly
Ferrell was
Shannon.
like the love interest. That movie wasn't
Yeah.
great. I didn't like that.
That's early Will Ferrell though, right? Like that's
Yeah.
like, that's when he's just taking roles because he has to take roles. By the way, Tim Meadows was also in The Office.
Yeah, he was
He
in all
was.
the Adams. He's on Grown Ups as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Meadows is jokes, man. I'm a big fan of Tim Meadows.
And he's in Semi-Pro. He calls Will Arnett a jive turkey.
Yo, Tim motherfucking Meadows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine as the cannibal.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
He gets
That's
around.
it.
He gets around.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Dexter had a lot in common. Terrible last seasons.
We already talked about Dextron.
Oh, I know. So bad, though. Still pisses me off the more and more I think about it.
Such a dirty taste in Chaps' mouth.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It's fucking stupid. I can't believe that they have you guys started watching Peacemaker yet?
Oh shit, Peacemaker rules.
It's so good, right?
The opening credit scene is like the best ever made, possibly.
Do you really want them to kids?
And they like get that dead stupid dance, and their like faces are all expressionless, and
it's amazing.
So I haven't seen it, but I saw John Cena read. I think it was on like Jimmy Fallon or something. He was reading like Twitter comments about Peacemaker, and somebody wrote in like, I will only watch Peacemaker if I get to continue to see his like handpiece in tidy whities on every episode. And he like really like he was like dying of laughter. And so I know you guys talked about the prosthetic. Here we go, pew pew, 1-1, let's go. I haven't watched it. I usually wait for like a couple episodes to air so I can just like bingey and then get it going. Well, how many episodes are there in the season though?
I think there's only 8.
10. Is it only 8?
Damn.
Yeah, because if we're getting 8, then I'll probably wait till like next week and then I'd hit like 6 of them. But yeah, I'm excited. Listen, from what I've heard, John Cena, the new Rock, the better version of the Rock, making better shit. So like, let's go. I'm down.
My wife and I were talking about that last night, and like he the exact same path as the Rock. Had a couple shitty movies, and now he's slowly starting to come up. And then he got lucky with this Peacemaker thing. It's almost like James Gunn wrote that movie, like not the TV series because that was written for John Cena, but that movie specifically when he was doing Peacemaker, it's like he wrote that for John Cena. He's like, okay, ad lib here, ad lib here, ad lib here, like, and it feels like it's all ad lib. And John Cena, I kind of like listen. It'd be neat if he came back for WrestleMania or something like that, because it's always cool to see those like clips. But he can't go back to wrestling, man. Like, I think he's too big now. Like, I think it would hurt him.
Yeah, I mean, the door's always going to be open, right? And there can always be some great storyline that incorporates him coming back in some sort of like the way The Rock comes back to do like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania. Like you could certainly do it. And I think it would be kind of funny because John Cena criticized like The Rock coming back just for like big events. I think it would be kind of funny. You could do like corny, cheesy kind of thing where it's like he criticized The Rock and now he comes back and he does it, but he doesn't need to. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like his brand is so far removed now from wrestling that he doesn't need that. Whereas The Rock will always be known and always have the comparisons, no matter how many Fast and Furious movies he does. He'll always come back to the roots of him being a wrestler. And I think John Cena very quickly, since Fast and Furious, 9 that he was in with as the brother, he's the stepdad in Daddy's Home 2 with Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. I don't think he doesn't need to do it anymore. He will be recognized as an actor and no longer a wrestler in 6 months or when season 1 ends. A Peacemaker at this point, his star is so big at this point.
Yeah, he's huge, man. And Peacemaker is like filmed like where I grew up. In fact, like I was just on this main street where their headquarters is. Like my buddy has a couple of restaurants there, so I was on that street no more than a couple hours ago, right? Like I'm like my buddy and I got out of the car. I'm like, oh, that's where he fought the judo guy in like that parking lot. Which like I've shotgunned so many beers in there before like going to the bar. Maybe relieved myself a few times as well. I'm like, I know that parking lot.
No, it's good though. It's good. It's well acted. Great 5-second or under sex scene with John Cena in the first movie, or the first episode. And yeah, I think I do think he is. He's not good. Like the thing with The Rock, though, the reason why The Rock always gets brought back to wrestling is because it's not Dwayne Johnson. I think that's a big part of it too. You just consider him The Rock. Like John Cena, that's just his name, right? It's John Cena. So I actually think that plays a little bit into it as well. But John Cena, his next issue that he'll have to battle when it comes to acting is he's too jacked. He's got to
be
figure out,
typecasted.
yeah, he's got to slim it down a little bit if he wants to get some of those other roles.
Or you embrace it. Like, you go one of two ways. You either understand that you're not going to be in some sort of, I mean, you could do romantic comedy and be big. Like, we've seen that with like Gerard Butler.
He was in the romantic comedy, the one with Bill Hader and what's her name?
Yeah, Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you could see him as like the leading star in like a rom-com, the way that like Gerard Butler and like big actors do it. What you probably won't get is him slimming down to do like an Adrian Brody, The Pianist, or to do a Christian Bale type of like character actor type of thing where like he loses a bajillion pounds plus, because you probably couldn't do that in a healthy manner either, right? Like, John Cena's built differently. Him being jacked is not Christian Bale jacked for Batman, right? Like, he might look real sickly, like Aaron Rodgers sickly. If he loses too much weight, his body won't look good.
Yeah, I agree. But I also don't think he has the acting chops for that either. He has to kind of stick to comedy serious, comedy romantic action. Like, that's kind of, I can't see him like, he won't be that type of dude. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I doubt it.
Time will tell.
Has he hosted SNL?
Yes, I think like 5 times.
Okay, I was about to say, like, I'd love to see him now as like the star he is, and not he obviously hosting SNL for more so for his wrestling, but to see the kind of cool things you can get into with him doing SNL now as a mainstream actor. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. What would you like to see him in? Like, if he was going to do like a rom-com, like what previous rom-com have we seen that you'd be like, man, that would be a great role for a John Cena type? What comes to mind?
The one where he was on the vacation with Lil Ray Howery.
Vacation Friends.
Rom-com. Yeah, that's
Vacation Friends. Yeah, I don't think he could be a lead in the rom-com though. I just like you put him in Failure to Launch, like him holding like holding the girl. Like, it just looks weird, right? It's like, he's so big.
He's not gonna be in The Holiday.
No, he's not going to be in The Holiday. No.
Yeah, it'd have to be like one where like a Mr. Mom, or like the one where Tom Selleck and the 2 dudes have to look after the baby, because it's.
Well, he's already kind of done that though. Like, so he did a firefighter movie where it was basically like the same sort of thing. But here's the thing: like, that's pre-superstardom John Cena, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, the role and the way he did it was before he is what we know him as now, and so man, maybe a sports movie. Would you believe him in a sports movie?
Like, I want to go about wrestling.
Yeah,
no, like a basketball player.
No, he looks. He's too big, man. He's just too physically big. He couldn't play in the NFL. He's too jacked.
So like, he'd be like The Rock and like the Tooth Fairy. I could see that. I can see John Cena as a Tooth Fairy, man. That'd be funny. That'd be good. Take my money.
I'd rather him be a Marine.
Oh my God.
Unreal.
His star is currently he's the hottest guy in Hollywood right now by far. Like, just like the hottest. Yeah, in a month or two, it's going to be Robert Pattinson because of Batman. But at this current moment in time, where we sit today at 7:55 on January 23rd, 2022,
Pacific Standard Time.
PST. Lofa Tupu. But we're having Lofa the Tupu on next week on the podcast, by the way, everybody. It's gonna be wicked. Just FYI for you. But yeah, right now he's the biggest star in the world, I think.
Could he be in like Grown Ups 3?
No,
Come
he's
on.
too big. He's too big. That's for all the guys that don't make it. They need the
Well, I feel
paycheck from fucking Billy Madison, or from Billy
like Stone Cold
Madison.
Hey, Stone Cold is great in Grown Ups too, man. And I love Sandler. Sandler's is like the everyday dude. You see him he plays ball like with all the randoms at like LA Fitness in LA. Like, he plays with NBA players. He plays with like random dudes. He loves playing some pickup ball. So I feel like Adam Sandler can attach his star to John Cena. We see some funny shit. I'd love to see that. Maybe like Happy Gilmore too.
That's my boy.
Jesus Christ. I don't know, or maybe just one of those movies where Adam Sandler takes a beautiful woman to Hawaii or something like that, and she gets to be the wife. Maybe
Dude,
John Cena can be like the love interest or something.
what the one with Jennifer Aniston? They're filming it right now in Hawaii.
There you go. See?
So
the one where
is it,
the murder mystery too.
oh, they're doing a second one to that movie?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so what's more believable for Cena then? A rom-com or like him taking off some sort of helmet in Mandalorian season 3?
Oh, I mean, I would do rom-com because you've already kind of seen him in one, right? So, but he's just. I think if we're gonna do that, Mandalorian season 3 or in Succession, like that. If you show up in Succession, like, oh, what the fuck is this all about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel you, chaps.
Interesting. I like it. I like what we're spitballing here.
Hey, John Cena, please come on.
Yeah,
we got some ideas for you.
Some ideas.
We're Canadians, man. You love it. You love it in Canada.
His wife is from Vancouver, man. We got him in.
I think he met her when they were filming, right? Suicide Squad.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I have friends that have just seen him around, like at a restaurant or something like that.
I think he lives in Vancouver now.
He might.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Might as well just be neighbors with Dean. Dean, just fucking take him some sugar, man. God damn,
I'm just gonna go outside and be like, John,
Mr.
Cena, come on the podcast. You sit right here.
You wouldn't be able to fit him in the screen, though. Like, he's too big. You need a bigger lens.
Dean, remember that time when your neighbors were like banging on your door at your old place, and we thought like you were getting like swatted? What would you do if it was John Cena just like banging on your door? You just open it up. What would you do?
Come on in. Do you want a crispy brewski?
You probably have to like turn sideways to get through your door frame.
Probably, but we'll make it work. That'd be tight. I'd be like,
that'd be like...
You're hilarious.
Are you gonna watch Royal Rumble?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. Probably not. I don't have the channel anymore.
Are you watching it?
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna upgrade my Sportsnet package to watch it.
I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna watch it.
It's gonna cost me like $2. Well, you don't pay for anything because you got one of those fancy boxes that you won't share with anybody.
I need to do. I just don't know how it works if you're not in the province. Let me work on that and see what's going on. But
Jules,
I
have a question for you. Did you watch the UFC fight last night?
Do bear shit in the woods?
Oh man, I watched the one. I went to a bar, just like I forgot it was even on, and I went to a bar just like to get some food, and I was like, oh yeah, what a surprise, what a quinky dink. So I watched the fight before that one, the flyweight one. That one was bananas.
Moreno. Yeah, they've already fought like 3 times. They're gonna fight for a 4th time. It seems like they might as well just fight each other every time, and it's great. But this UFC was interesting because it wasn't really advertised a lot, because there was so much drama between Francis Ngannou, the current champion, and the UFC. It was his last fight on his contract. Normally, it's a time when they would negotiate for a new deal. They did not do that. The UFC still has a clause in all the fighters' contracts. If you win the championship, then they have the championship clause. They're allowed to add 1 fight to your contract if you are a UFC champion. But there's a lot of bad blood between the UFC and Francis Ngannou. That being said, the man tore like his MCL and part of his ACL like 3 weeks before the fight. Looked pretty bad in the first 2 rounds, but like when you got like a 265-foot Nigerian on top of you, I don't know, even if you're 265 pounds, how you're getting that guy off you. So I thought it was really good. I like Francis. He's definitely grown as a fighter since he's first come in, and they used to be teammates too. They used to train together. So pretty good storylines all around. I like the fight. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The guy's just a monster. He's like UFC John Cena.
Times 2 though.
Yeah, he's just so jacked and huge. And like even despite the fact like like they cut before the fight or whatever, and maybe not in heavyweights, but like he's still so. Is there a weight limit for heavyweight?
265.
Okay.
And the first time ever someone missed weight was like this year. They came in at like 270, which is like unheard of. No one has ever come in heavy and missed weight before. Insane.
I was just eating a lot of cookies that day.
I probably walks around at like 285 and like his body's all dehydrated probably because he cut weight the day before, but he's still like super shredded and jacked. And I'm just like, he's a monster. Like if he came at me, I'd like sprint as fast as I can. And yeah, he's just a big boy.
He's got to quit running his damn mouth, though, to Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury will knock that guy out in like 2 fucking rounds. Like, I don't know what, like, he's just trying to get a big payday off that because boxing pays $100 million more than UFC. I get it. But if I was him, I would not go fight Tyson Fury because that will end if Tyson Fury wants to end that in the first 3 rounds, he'll end it in the first 3 rounds. Like, that is just not a smart move.
100%. Francis Ngannou is probably the hardest hitting human being on the planet. But he is not technically, like, even, I would even say Deontay Wilder would be a better boxer than Francis Ngannou. Just because he's boxes. Francis Ngannou only started fighting like 10 years ago, which is insane. He was a salt miner in Nigeria, which is why he is as super jacked as he is. But Tyson Fury would just jab, and like grapple, and then here's a little shot on the way out. Ooh, a little shot on the way in. Ooh, I'm gonna lick your blood when I make you bleed, like I did with Deontay Wilder. Like Tyson Fury is like above, and he's easily the best boxer on the planet right now. And I really hope. I think there's a guy named like something Olenek or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see them fight because that guy is a badass too. But yeah, Tyson Fury. There's nobody going from the UFC to fight Tyson Fury in boxing that stands a chance. I'm just saying happening. Except for
Fury. Well, no, Tyson Fury is, like I've said 1,000 times, I think he's the best boxer of all time. Like I just do. Like I don't see how realistically how you couldn't view it like that because I think right now is the best boxing we've ever seen. Period. Just technically speaking, you're thinking of Alexander Osik.
There you go. That's the guy.
He's from Ukraine, and I don't think he's ever lost actually. Yeah, he is. He hasn't. He's 19-0. So if I was Fury, I don't know. I might want to stay away from this guy. This guy's pretty talented, and he's gone the distance with Joshua. He beat up Witherspoon as well. Like he's got some good wins under his belt. So, but Tyson Fury don't care. Tyson Fury he won't care. He'll just go in there and beat the shit out of him. Like I don't know. I've never seen anyone like Tyson Fury in my life. It's insane.
Tyson Fury don't back down from no one.
No,
like he'll take the fight to anybody. He'll fight Dean in a phone booth right now if he wanted to, but he won't because he loves Dean just like we do.
Yeah, I would hard pass that.
Would you let Tyson Fury punch you in the like? What's the dollar figure that it would take to let Tyson Fury punch you in the face? Like with boxing gloves, not bare fist. Boxing gloves, but you can't wear headgear.
$1 billion. $1 billion.
No, it gotta be less than that.
You would be a vegetable when it is done. I understand you don't get to wear headgear and he doesn't, and he's wearing a boxing glove. He is still going to scramble your brain upon impact. There's no training you can do to eat a punch from Tyson Fury. Like, it just ain't going to happen. Like, he's going to put you to sleep. You may actually die. So the $1 billion is not even for me. It's for my family, for their future, generational wealth.
Dean?
Like full cock stepping into it.
Yeah, he can't
no
run
helmet.
Into you. Yeah, he's not running into you or anything like that. But let's say like a punch they knocked out Wilder with or something like that, where you miss a punch and he's coming with that fucking cross right or cross left.
Oh,
like that. That's the punch. Okay, but he can't it's just a reaction, like just like that. It's not like a step into it. But
$1 million.
$1 million.
I'd do it. I got a hard dome.
You'd never be the same. You would never be the same.
I'm like Homer Simpson. I got like the extra quarter inch of fluid around my brain.
I hope you're not like Homer Simpson. I really hope you're not. But he would
Yeah,
scramble your
jaundice
brain.
problem.
You'd scramble your brain, and he'd probably make your pee-pee not work after. Like you'd get ED from a punch from Tyson Fury in the dome. That's
Well, I
just
want my
it's just
pee-pee
the
to
reality.
work.
I
Bill,
don't know, man. I'm with Dean. I think $1 million he can punch me in the face.
$1 million isn't even buying you a
Get
nice
some.
home in nice places, man.
Yeah,
If
but you
you're
know
gonna
what
go
he's doing?
10 million.
No, but what he would do though is like maybe he would. I don't know. I mean, like you think he would let up a little bit. Like I don't know. Maybe he would.
Why would he?
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
He's gonna pay you $1 million. He is not gonna take it easy on you. Like if the money's coming from him, he's gonna hit you as hard as he can.
Okay, let's change this. Conor McGregor.
Boxing glove or UFC glove?
Yeah, because that makes a big difference
UFC
now.
glove. UFC
Oh,
glove.
He's gonna scramble your brain too.
Nah, I
No,
don't hit
500
hard,
grand.
though.
I'd take that.
200 grand. You'd be knocked
A
out.
mil.
You're not even gonna feel it. You'd be out.
Take a mil. He knocked out an old dude last year. So I'm not.
It
Yeah,
won't
probably
kill
$1
you,
million.
see? He won't kill you. So
Maybe. That's a good question though. Okay. I don't even want to ask this. Never mind.
should I end the
what-
broadcast before you ask?
No. I forgot we're live. Thank you for that. Okay, if you had to fight somebody on skates, okay, like a bruiser. Let's go like Patrick Reeves, fucking Scott Stevens. I don't know who. Donald Brashear.
The Duck.
Who are you thinking that you could take as far as the bruisers go? I'm not talking like you're gonna beat up Theron Fleury.
What about like Ty Domi? He's just a little guy.
Sure, yeah, you can take Ty. Shout out Ty
Oh
Domi.
man, you're not fighting Ty Domi. That's a life mistake.
Ty Domi beat the fuck out of a guy who fell into the penalty box. Ask that guy if he wants to ever do that again.
I don't think I'd want to do Ty Domi.
No. Who would you like? What enforcer are you going after?
Does Kevin Bieksa count as an enforcer? Not really. He had to go off fights in his career. Okay. Like, is this someone that you think that I think I'll be able to like dance with, or like what are we doing here?
You got to survive 30 seconds, and you get like 500 grand.
There's a lot of them. Then I would stay away from Reeves because I think Reeves would be
murder.
That'd be a tough one.
Andrew Peters, you stay away from.
Yeah. Tom Wilson, I'd stay away from as well.
Yeah.
I'll fight Paul Bissonnette, Biz Nasty.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because after I feel like we'd go out for beers and have a really good time.
It's funny. That's what I thought Chaps was gonna say. Because for that exact reason, I'm like, he'd be a good guy that like he'd pick you up off the floor. He'd pick you up off the ice. Be like, I apologize. Sorry, man.
I would fight John Scott. That's who I would go with. Because I think he's so tall and such a bad skater that you could like he's stronger than you, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But I could have I know he's 6'7" too, but I'm a big boy too. I'm 6'4". So like I think he would beat the fuck out of me. Don't get me wrong. He would but I could at least, maneuver my way around that, I think. I think that's maybe PJ Stock too, or whatever the fuck that little shrimp's name is.
You know who was like the nicest guy ever when they fought? George Laraque.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like, you'd be like, oh, do you want to fight? And the guy'd be like, okay, good luck to you. And then they like drop the fight. He'd be like, ah! And then he'd be like, oh, good fight after. I was like, after he just destroys somebody.
Donald Brashear, you're staying away from though.
Oh,
that's another one you're staying away from. The Duck.
Straight murder. I'd probably fight like Zdeno Chara.
Well, see, that's a terrible choice. You're gonna die.
No, it wouldn't be because he's so much bigger than me.
Just sit there, donkey punch you in the head, just like this.
Like he's so much bigger than me. I feel like I could just get like close to the body, and he wouldn't be able to like leverage strong enough punches to vital parts of my body.
Julian, how tall are you?
5'10".
Okay, yeah, then that's pretty good. He's like a foot.
That's my strategy. My strategy would be like too close to. Yeah, I just would hook onto a leg or something.
When he showed up in Canada, he came to Prince George. That's where he played his junior A hockey, and
Okay.
they did not have a jersey big enough to fit him. That they had to cut off extra pieces of other random jerseys and sew them to him. So he had like his jersey would only hit like his belly button. So they cut off like another piece of another jersey and sewed it like onto it. It was the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see.
That's pretty funny. Shout out to Zdeno Chara, man. Shout out to Zdeno.
Still
Classic. Yeah, where's he in?
He went back to New York. He's an Islander.
Oh,
He played for
nice.
Washington last year, I think, and now he's an Islander. I mean, he's not
He's
very
like
good.
43.
Yeah, at least.
He's the Tom Brady of the NHL.
Yeah.
Tommy. 44. He's 44.
Damn. See, he is like Tom Brady. Tom Brady turns 45 in August.
He's going to be 45 in March, so he's going to play NHL hockey at 45.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, because like I remember when Jamie Moyer pitched and he was like 47 or something like that, and it's like, okay, I get like that's feasible because like you just throw junk, like you're not throwing 100 miles, you throw like a 70-mile-an-hour like breaking
heater.
ball. And so then he's like circle changes and stuff like that. Like that's feasible. Like your arm's never gonna go because you don't throw that hard. You don't have to do anything other than walk out there, throw the ball, walk back. So like that like makes sense. But like guys playing like high intensity sports like hockey and football when they're 45 is just like outworldly. Or Vince Carter played basketball when he was like 42. It's like
even
how
football,
can he still even dunk?
Yeah, he dunked the other day in dress shoes. But even football, like I get the guys reaching 40, 42 in football. Just as a quarterback, I specifically understand that position and the way it's ref now. You can't ref differently in hockey.
No,
you can't. It's the same for everybody. Basketball, you can't ref differently in basketball, but like so those two sports, if you play like over 40, it's just absurd. Even in basketball, you can make an argument you just become like a 3-point shooter and you just run up and down the court.
Well, that's what
like,
Vince Carter did.
Yeah, so like hockey's the one sport where that like Jaromir Jagr is just like a feat. I know he's still playing professional hockey in the KHL or whatever.
Yeah,
that is unreal to me. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the game's just too fluid, right? Like there's not enough start and stops that allow you to be able to, allow for that stuff to happen. There you go, Vancouver just 2-1.
No, I think
they Nils. What?
I think they called it off though.
Oh no, devastating.
What happened?
But I mean, hockey's way too fluid of a sport. Things are moving too fast. Whereas I think you're right, chaps. Basketball, you could probably get away with it, but it is really meant for football more than anything. With the stop and starts and the way you protect certain players, and makes a lot more sense. Even golf, right? Like golf's more of an older man's game as well.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of like what
Whitworth on the Rams. He's 40 and he's like trying to block these athletic freaks, and he's doing a good job. Like this 24-year-old guy that like Nick Bosa next week, like he's trying to block all these guys, and like they're freaks of nature, and they're fast, they're 260 pounds, they're strong as an ox. Like the fact that he still is able to block those guys is crazy.
How old's Eric Weddle?
He's back now. I was
36, 37. I think he's not that old, I don't think.
Yeah, he like didn't play all season, and then it's like, hey, we need a player. You good? And he's like, I'll be there.
Yeah,
he turned 37 this month.
Yeah, he almost murdered someone yesterday.
Was it yesterday or today? When did the Rams play?
Rams played
today.
Today.
Yeah, so he tried to murder someone today.
Yeah,
did Weddle actually play getting snaps?
Yeah, he played in a vital part of the game today.
He literally almost killed somebody today. He took off the guy's head.
He was in a very important part of the game. So I mean, he's getting reps. So it's listen, basketball, quarterback, Jamie Moyer. Those are your sports to play if you're an old fuck.
Quick hit thing here before we end. Oh, what do you want to say, Dean?
I was gonna say two Odell Beckham things that you mentioned it. One, he got $750,000 for winning today's game, like as part of like a bonus. And two, his $750,000 contract he signed initially when he signed with the Rams after he got cut by the Browns. He got it in Bitcoin, and it's 750K in Bitcoin. And after taxes now, and after the drop in Bitcoin over the last like week, 2 weeks, because it's like gone like belly up, it's like half the price almost. Is contract 750K contract is worth $35,000 because California takes like a 50% tax too, right?
It's like your cash out bet when your team goes down a goal.
All these athletes
Dramatically.
all these players taking the Bitcoin things it's stupid. Like, why would, like, I just think it's so silly. Just buy just get your money and then buy Bitcoin after. Like, it's very, very silly. It's a benefit for the team. Don't care about money. They don't, because they make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
The freaking the player, like, I think that's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, and right now is not looking like a great decision, but who knows, man? Like, that's the uncertainty of like this whole Bitcoin situation, right? Like, it's still, even like NFTs, I feel like, have come in, and
So they're hot.
and that's the thing. Like, they've come in and they've sort of surpassed the Bitcoin. There's people talking about how NFTs will become part of everyday life, and there's still a lot of people in the market that say Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is potentially the wave of the future, but they still just don't know how that is going to work just yet. So it's interesting.
Sorry.
You don't know what
It's
NFT
like digital
is?
artwork.
Yeah.
Is it like the hot shots or whatever?
Yeah, but it's
Or the
actually
NBA
like
Top?
there's actually like real. It's not just NBA Top Shot. There's like real images and pictures and like artwork. Like there's one called Bathing Ape. I think not Bathing Ape.
Something apes. I know what you're talking about.
Ape.
Yeah.
Bathing Ape's like a clothing company, but yeah, it's something Bored Ape or something, and it's there's like 5 pictures of apes, and there's like X amount made. So there's like it's like a Top Shot where you have a serial number, like 1 out of 2,000, and obviously the lower it is, the better. But yeah, like these things go for like hundreds of thousands of dollars just for like.
Can't someone just like Photoshop it? Like, I'm confused here. Like, I don't understand how.
There's probably authentication factors involved.
Yeah, there's like a receipt, not a receipt, but like a certificate of authenticity that goes along with some of these things. And some of these people will buy them for like, I don't know, $50. Some of the people will buy them for like $100,000, and then like 2 weeks later they're worth like almost $1 million. It's insane.
Well, Logan Paul bought one that was like 6 figures, and it went down. It was like a Bumblebee from Transformers, and then it was like $5,000 after like a couple weeks or like a month or something like that.
Then he also bought one that was like 700,000. He bought like 8 of them for like 700,000, and then one of them went for just over $1 million. It's crazy. Like, it's insane. It's a weird world we live in.
Yeah. My brother's in the NFT game.
Is he? Like, which one? Younger or older?
My younger brother.
Oh man, has he got lots?
No. He's just kind of getting into it.
Oh, there's a fight.
And the thing is, like, if like one of like the respected guys on Twitter are like, hey, like, this one's coming up, and like everyone should buy it, like, you don't even have a chance to buy it. They're gone like that, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get into like they had a whole Disney collection NFT that came out a few months ago, and I was trying to get onto like the Marvel Star Wars ones, or even like the Pixar. Like, they're crazy. Like, they sold out in like less than half a second, and then the resale value of like the market was just stupid afterwards. So I mean, maybe we'll get some like no instructions needed NFTs.
Oh man, they're tight. I get number 1.
Mine would just be like, I killed Bob Barker.
Oh,
still my favorite.
That's the
thing.
best one. I was trying to find that so hard in like when I was doing the opening montage. Like, where the fuck is it? There was 2 I was trying to find: Stripto Crypto, and I killed Bob Barker. But where is Stripto Crypto? Is that in that episode? Like, I don't even know.
No, it wasn't in that episode. It wasn't with Dean's boy. It was in a different one.
No, yeah, we were just shooting we were talking about strip clubs.
Yeah.
Damn.
Business ventures that we were gonna take up.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wish I remembered it. Like, that was
high yield investments.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite moments of the show. Last thing here before we go is it's been an hour and 10 minutes. You can no longer say it. No one can ever say anything wrong or anything about this again. Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Been to 1 Super Bowl, and he's went to 4 championship games. So he's 1-3 or one. I think he's 1-4 in championship games. And he's had 2 one-and-dones as being a 1 seed in the playoffs. So fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. And I've never been more excited to say that in my life.
Man, the tweets that came in last night were just bananas. When Aaron Rodgers lost, the Joe Rogan comments, the doctor comments, the research comments were just insane. And I think unfortunately, I feel like Matt LaFleur is he's not going to be a head coach for the Green Bay Packers for much longer, because unless they can swing a great deal, there isn't a quarterback in this year's draft that's going to be worth a shit. And you got Jordan Love. So if A-Rod doesn't come back, you're operating 3 years with Aaron Rodgers, and he's had a great record. Don't get me wrong. Their regular season record has been insane. I think they've lost a total of 9 games over the last 3 seasons under Matt LaFleur. But I don't think he gets a shot past next season, I imagine. So I think Green Bay is about to go through some tough times right now. But yeah, A-Fraud out. See you later. Bye-bye, Lambeau Field. Yeah, it's great. Fucking incredible.
They're one of my Super Bowl picks, so that I'm upset in that manner, but whatever. I still like him.
As a person?
No, I think he's good. I think he's a good QB.
Yeah,
I think he's probably a piece of shit as a person, but he's a good QB. He gets me fantasy points when I pick him.
I think the Pat McAfee interviews have made me hate him more, and not because of the COVID stuff. Truthfully, not. It's just because of the ignorance and arrogance that is all of Aaron Rodgers that I have been saying for his whole freaking career. So jacked up about that. Thank God that happened. And it is 36 days till Batman. So that's one of the last things I'm going to say. So there you guys go. Well, it's been our episode. Big O, you want to say bye before we get out of here?
Always fun. Exciting weekend of football. Love the movie talk. Can't wait to do it again. Konzi, I hope Liam Neeson finds you. I hope you are safe, as his certain skills are with dealing with these kinds of things. But yeah, we miss you. I hope everyone's doing well. Dean, I miss your face. I'm glad I get to see you once a week. Hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, Friday, I'm gonna be around, so that's the day we usually do these bad boys. It's always a pleasure, gentlemen. Yeah, love you guys. I don't know what else to say. It's all a good weekend all around. Good podcast. We said no sports. We talked a lot more about sports. What can you do? That's what we know. That's what we love.
It's our crutch.
I just bought a new guitar, so soon I'll have the no instructions needed music all sorted out. Intro, and we'll go from there. But I have food coming in like 30 seconds, so I gotta bounce. I don't know about you guys.
All right, thank you very much to all the amazing companies we're working with. MJB Cannabis, Heart Wholesale Liquor, Costless Liquor Store, and of course the Alpine Pub, all located in Prince George. Thank you guys very much for listening to the No Instructions Needed podcast, and we will see you. I was going to say Mañana again. God damn it, I got to figure out what next week is. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks.
Mwah.